All right, I got one or two more stories, depending on how fast we can get to them.
Okay, good, because I'm getting sleepy.
I know, you got 30 minutes.
I can make it.
Yeah. Well, I am officially going to call this, I'm going to officially call this next segment Wigger Party 2, the sequel.
Oh, boy. Okay.
If you recall, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about some high school kids who had a party in the park.
I remember when.
It was not at the school. It was in a public park.
Mm-hmm.
Kids showed up dressed with their pants hanging down.
Right.
Acting very ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
We referred to it as Wigger Party.
Right.
Well, apparently this is a trend.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
Apparently it's fun to act ghetto.
Okay.
Fairfield University students held an off-campus, that's the key right there, off-campus party last week. The theme was ghetto. So people acting like Wiggers. The university's...
Hold on, before you go further, are we saying that that's bad?
I'm not making a judgment call one way or the other.
Okay.
All I'm saying is...
We're supposed to be offended. By nature of this article, I guess, is that bad?
Yes, by the nature of this article, it is a horrific, horrifying, offensive, racist thing.
Okay.
But for some reason, these younger folks are finding a lot of frivolity in acting like ghetto people.
Okay.
As we found out a few weeks ago with the high school students, that the school was extremely upset that these kids participated in such a party.
How dare they?
Well, this is a university now.
Okay.
So these are actually older kids.
Okay.
The university's full-time student population is 78% white.
Okay.
The New York Times reported, although university officials claimed that no one at the party wore blackface, students say party goers wore baggy clothes and held bottles of 40 ounces. Coors Light, according to the CT News Junkie. A Fairfield University student, Juanita Rainey, told the site that even though the school is becoming more diverse, the students aren't being integrated well. So it's disappointing because I've had all these friends who I thought were okay with me, happily attend this party to make fun of black people.
It's not making fun of black people. Unless you're acknowledging that baggy pants and 40s is a black people thing.
Exactly.
To me, it's just, it's just making fun of fucking ghetto habits. You gonna tell me white people don't drink 40s?
Is that a behavioral thing then? It's not a racial thing. It's more behavioral.
I drank 40s for a long time.
Sure.
Back in the day when I couldn't afford a case of beer.
Sure.
Drink 2 40s.
There you go.
$4.
Couple of tall boys.
You got it.
Polish off a couple tall boys.
I would drink some horrible 40s too.
Right. Some Schlitz malt liquor.
Schlitz in a 40. Old Mill.
Exactly. Old Mill pond water.
Right. Hey, there they are.
There they are.
Nathan from Kentucky just posted the
in
picture.
blackface.
Yeah, nice.
Amos and Andy. And not the cookies.
No.
Unless they were chocolate chip.
All right, I got to step away from that.
I'm sure you do.
It's a little much for me.
The anger.
Mm-hmm.
See, I always love these buzzwords. Everybody is so angry.
Well, they got to mold your attitude.
I know. The anger.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
so mad at these kids.
The anger over the party theme wasn't enough to change the students' attitudes.
These fucking kids, they're wearing
God damn it. They're acting black again, god damn it.
Drinking fucking 40s! Making fun of black people!
Isn't this enough to change your attitude? Can't you see how red my face is?
Jesus, I haven't been this mad since the toga party 25 years ago!
One student responded by mocking the people who were upset, writing sarcastically on the school's Facebook page.
Right.
I would like to apologize for my attire last night. I wore a hot dog costume to this party and now feel that my actions must have caused emotional harm to all the hot dog community.
Bravo! Perfect answer. Now, let me guess. He's been suspended.
Probably.
He's been expelled from fucking Paradise University.
The university is dedicated to continual cultural diversity on campus.
Right.
We will learn from this.
Yeah.
Is this one of those where that buzzword, the teachable moment,
Yeah, I guess.
comes into play?
We will learn from this.
A university spokesperson, Jennifer Anderson, not Jennifer Aniston,
No.
said to the New York Times, the university's president has called the student body to join him in a personal accountability and meaningful action to make us a better institution.
Shut up. There will not be one person that was at this party at this thing.
But Fairfield University is just one of the many universities grappling with this issue. See, I told you this is a widespread thing.
A widespread. Who cares?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The more publicity that things like Black Lives Matter and whatnot, this is a backlash.
Yeah, it is.
Saying Black lives don't matter. Look at us. We're having a Wigger party.
Yeah. So there. I mean, it just is it at least apparent to the people that they're making fun of them?
Yes.
Then they should take that as a good thing because they don't want to raise these kids to be fucking ghetto scum. They want to raise them to fucking look at that as embarrassing.
It is. It is
that's what they're
embarrassing.
doing.
I understand. Believe me, I get it. But the thing is, it's just like, look at you. You're disparaging these people.
Yeah. Horrible.
But again, this behavior is not built into your DNA.
No,
Okay?
not all of it was.
Please. University of Florida, Indiana University, Duke University, University of Chicago, and Dartmouth College, among many more, have histories of students holding parties based on offensive racial stereotypes.
Did you say Dartmouth?
Dartmouth.
Oh, Dartmouth?
Dartmouth.
That what you said?
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
The recent controversy over a Yale University faculty member hitting reply all to criticize an email advising students to be considerate and avoid wearing blackface. Avoid wearing blackface. God damn it. I was on my way to class.
Shit.
And I walked right through this cloud, and I should have avoided it because when I came through, I was totally blackface. I should have avoided that.
So I'm going to assume there were no black people at this party?
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, of course not, because that would be a fact that would actually be important.
Sure.
But there probably were, which would fucking derail her story.
Of course.
You know, because otherwise, if it was all white people, they would definitely make a point of that.
Sure.
But since it wasn't, they'll just avoid that.
Well,
and hope
we'll
people
gloss
will
over
stop.
that. We'll gloss over that.
Yeah, because the black kids that are probably 1 out of every 5 kids, you know, so the 1 out of every 5 that was at this party didn't give a fuck.
Probably true.
You know, they're in college. They're spoiled college kids. They're probably entitled fucking black kids too, just like these are entitled white kids.
Sure.
Dumbbells.
So it said it advised students to be considerate and avoid wearing blackface. Shows just how far campuses still have to go when it comes to creating an inclusive environment.
What about Mr. T chains? Are those okay?
I don't know. I think Run DMC made those more popular than anybody else.
I don't know. Mr. T, he had a lot of them.
He did have a lot of them. So what should universities do to ensure that the white students shift their attitudes and understand their responsibility to treat?
Let's see. What should the college do when they go and do something off campus that's not school related?
Right.
What should they do exactly? How about nothing? Because it's none of your fucking business.
Right. It's not campus sponsored. It's not sanctioned. It's not nothing. It's off campus.
They're paying for classes. Teach their fucking classes. It's not your job to mold them, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. Especially when they're doing something that has nothing to do with the school or isn't even endorsed or even related to the school.
It's off the campus, so fuck off.
Right. Their responsibility to treat their fellow students with dignity and respect.
Yeah, on campus. Not off campus.
Yeah.
They have no responsibility to do that. That is that is the dream world wish. We all wish that everybody got along with everybody, don't we?
Well, I guess fictitiously we would.
I mean, well, that's what I mean, though. In the quote unquote perfect world, nobody'd have a problem with anybody,
it's
right?
Perfect utopia.
Yeah, but that ain't what's happening.
Yeah. So if these kids were conducting themselves on campus like this, the campus would have just cause to expel or suspend or whatever the case may be. But this is happening off campus.
Yeah, so eat a bag of dicks. They're allowed.
Yeah. According to David Westall, the founder of Limberlost Consulting, which provides strategic planning and consulting services to campuses and helps educate the Greek community on racist incidents and hazing.
Jesus God.
Universities can front load students with information on how to be more sensitive.
Yeah, because that's what kids do.
This is upbringing. This is not a campus thing. This is the attitudes that have been developed through their entire lives, from their homes to their life experiences to their whatever. This isn't something that the campus is going to teach you.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
These kids are already adults, more than likely.
Yeah. You're either racist or you're not.
Correct. Students need to become aware of how racist acts can affect students of color, and these conversations need to be ongoing for them to be effective.
I still go back to what I always say. No, they don't. If you're a white kid, why do you need to know if you're a white kid that isn't fucking with people, like that is not fucking with black people, then you really don't need to be aware. Because it's not going to affect you.
Yeah.
It's not your fucking problem. Just ignore it. Just don't participate in it and ignore it. Don't be a part of it. But if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. You want to be part of the Klan, be a part of the Klan. You know, it's so fucking stupid that there's this expectation of everybody being in this fucking melting pot of happiness. Fuck you. There's nothing happy, and there's no fucking racial mixture. There's just not. I would argue that there's less racial mixture now than there was in the 60s. There really is. Because now people are just false. People will say that they're down, but they're not. Too many fucking people pretend. And at least back in the day, you knew who was against who, you know? Now you have no idea because everybody will lie because it's politically correct.
That's absolutely right.
You know, and that's the fucking worst part of it is now you've got all these fucking closet racists. That's far more scary because now you really don't know who you're fucking dealing with.
Sure.
That's fucking a lot scarier in my eyes.
Right. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
Hi, how you doing? It's Toby here, calling from Bahrain.
What's happening from Bahrain?
Oh, yeah, not much. I'm actually at work. I'm supposed to be working. But, I've managed to sort of sneak off and quickly make this call. I think no one's coming. It's fine. I'm all good. Well, I manage teachers, so,
Oh, nice.
And I don't think anybody at work listens to this, so I'll be okay. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to call in about Tracy Guns, actually.
Okay.
Who I'm a big fan of, and I actually got a Tracy tattoo a while back. But this, and it pains me to say this, but I'm actually starting to regret having done that, because the last 3 releases have just been awful. I mean, when I think of Tracy Guns, I think of Vicious Circle, which is probably my favorite LA Guns album.
Okay.
And then prior to that, he did the Killing Machine project, which aside from a really crap singer, there were some excellent riffs and some great guitar work on there. Plus, he's been on a few tribute CDs here and there, but just very recently, his body of work has just become weird. The guitar tone stinks. Live, I know he can play well, no question of that, but he's doing this weird tribute act at what looks like a third-rate hotel in Las Vegas. I haven't been to see it myself, but it doesn't look very good.
Well, what is it? What is it?
It's called Raiding the Rock Vault.
Well, yeah, but he kind of like filters in. It's kind of a bunch of session guys who come in and they play, and they're there for a couple of months, and then they go on and do their own thing, and then another guy comes in, and like Howard Leese, formerly of Heart, is in that, and Paul Shortino is in that, and a bunch of different guys come and go, and it's just a big tribute show.
But something, it's just, I think he's just doing himself down in a way on that. Hey Tom, what's up? All right. So about those photocopies, we'll be sending them. You need any more materials there, man? What are you doing? Oh, well done. All right. Just be with you in a second, chaps. All right, yeah. All right, cheers, mate. There you go. That's one of my teachers came in for some stationery. It's okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so what the thing is, okay, fair enough, but they bill that show as, I think Dee Snider had a rant about this a little while back. They say like former members of Whitesnake, former members of Guns N' Roses, and so on. And I think there's a guy in there, John Payne from Asia and all this. I mean, I don't want to sound funny, but some of these guys are real D-list, musicians. Whereas, the other one what you got, Duff McKagan and Glenn Hughes, and I don't know what that one's called. They come around every now and again. I think Steven Tyler does something with them as well. That's big. And I don't know, when you start doing weird shit and really lousy tribute shows, and I don't know, lately I don't know what's happened to him. He could do a lot better.
What did you think of Tracy Gunn's League of Gentlemen? Did you like that at all?
I was excited about it. I really was. When you're like a fan, you're like, wow, the League of Gentlemen record is coming out. And so I went out there, I bought it off iTunes, I got it on CD, and but after a few spins, I thought, well, it's a bit, and then he said he was going to record with vintage gear, and he was going to do a new record, and it was all about fucking covers. I mean, he got the sound, I know what he was doing, but that's just not Tracy Guns. Tracy Guns is high energy. He's maximum impact. He did a cover of Ace Frehley's Parasite on the, which was that called? Spacewalk tribute to Ace Frehley. That is a killer cover. That is just serious, big fat riffing. And then what's he doing? He's just sort of jamming, putting up old 60s standards. It just stank.
Okay.
Shit, basically. It's fucking horrible. I mean, he was great when he had Jizzy with him in LA Guns.
Right.
That was a good lineup. That was solid. And then he had to go and balls that up, and then he took the whole... They got them all back together, and then they sounded like a wet fart, and it was... I mean, you think he's about to achieve something, and then suddenly it goes down the drain. And I'll tell you, the big turd in the water pipe lately has been this thing he did with Ricky Rocket, and that stinks.
What,
man.
the Devil
That's
City?
horrible.
Devil City Angels?
Yeah, it's like American drive time. Mid afternoon. People lying back in their cars, driving. Around. It's just there's no aggression. I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on, Tracy, pick it up.
Well, that's Tracy and Rudy Sarzo and Ricky Rocket. Didn't like that, huh?
No, not at all. I bought that one too, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna start doing the whole, Winamax. What do you call it? The BitTorrent ripping thing from now on. If he's gonna start putting out shitty albums, I'm not giving him a cent. Fuck him. And I got a tattoo from that guy as well. And he, whatever.
Well, Tracy is a personal friend of mine, so maybe I should.
Put it to him nicely. I mean, don't get me wrong. His early stuff, big fan. And even his mid-career, with... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I like Tracy just like you do. I think that Tracy's an underrated guitarist and, whatnot. And yeah, I agree. Since he left LA Guns, he hasn't really done anything noteworthy per se. I mean, obviously, the last thing that he did with LA Guns was Waking the Dead, which was just a slamming disc.
What about Brides of Destruction?
No, that was terrible.
That was good. Brides of Destruction was good.
Ugh.
No!
It was spiky. I liked it.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
But I take it. But the guitar tone was a bit fucked in places, but there were some good solos on there.
Sure. So what would you suggest Tracy do to redeem him in your mind?
Yeah, because we're going to send this to him.
Right. Good. Okay. This is what he's got to do. He's got to put first of all, he's got to put all this kind of horrible, sloppy, I want to be a Jimmy Page clone shit to one side, call it a day, and basically go back to what he was doing with Killing Machine, that kind of thing. Cut the hair, straighten up his, lose the beard, get a good flying V, put some balls into it, give Chris Van Dahl a call and get some growling vocals on there. Metal aggression, punk metal aggression. This is what he does best. And that's what I think you ought to do. Get Killing Machine back together and fuck all this hippie crap.
All right. Well,
it's fucking horrible.
I will send that message.
Do tell him.
I will send that message along.
Thanks. Oh well, I better get back to it, hey, because I've got students that look like they're giving their teacher hell. So
well, before you go, dude, how long have you been listening to How long have you been listening to the Classic Metal Show?
Let's see here. I was in Riyadh and I started there. So about 4 or 5 months. It's really good. Love it.
Good. Excellent. And where are you from exactly?
I'm from England, but I work in Bahrain.
Oh, I gotcha. All right. Excellent. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you listening. Thanks for the call, and I will pass your message along.
Cheers. Appreciate it. Well, hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Hands up!
There goes a real fan.
What's going on at the school? Walks out, his students just looking at him like, what the fuck?
I got to go make a call to the CMS real quick. I'll be right back.
Nice. Man, he's in fucking Bahrain.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, let me finish up the story and we'll get out of here.
All right.
Let's see here. Where were we? Okay. Here we go. Westall has noted that a larger forum of students to talk about how to end racist incidents on campus and how to respond to racist behaviors aren't always the best to have these discussions. He said that the smaller groups attended by student leaders can work better. Right. Student leaders.
Whatever.
They're going to stay in their cultural silos unless you give them an opportunity and encourage and even without mandating to say, we really need to sit down and listen to each other.
Yeah.
We need to talk, man.
That's right. We need to hold hands too.
Yeah. We need to sing Kumbaya.
That's right.
Some of the most compelling discussions I've heard and have participated in come from undergraduate students who have been hurt by these things. Mm-hmm. Everybody's hurt.
They're hurt.
But it's particularly effective if students see that the administrators and faculty lead the way and condemn racist incidents and explain why it's wrong. Mm-hmm. If you see people you respect saying, hey, This is not a good thing we're engaging in, and this is not a good behavior. And there is always a way here and there, and here is our advice, and here are the things you can do, and that's always helpful.
Because parties are well known for being places to exhibit good behavior.
Exactly. He said the best example of a university taking a stand against racism was the University of Oklahoma's decision to shut down its Sigma Alpha Epsilon chapter last year after a video emerged showing the brothers leading a chant that included racial slurs. The response was swift and unwavering in its condemnation of the behavior, rather than wanting the media attention to blow up and eventually forced the administration to act. 2 students were also expelled. Well, see, that happened on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit different.
Right.
In regards to Greek organizations, Weston said he often finds students who belong to fraternities representing a free speech argument without understanding that free speech does not mean freedom from consequences from that speech.
Fair enough.
I agree with that. I can't tell you how many times I sat in front of a president and said, "What are you thinking when your chapter creates this T-shirt?" They say, "Well, we just thought it was funny." And I say, "Well, laugh all your way to probation. Welcome to life. Your chapter is on probation. You're on double secret probation."
Yeah. Why would you even do anything with a college? I don't understand even anymore. I don't understand why anybody wants to do anything with any group of anything anymore. You know, a college, a fucking job, any of it. You know, I know for some you have to, I guess.
Sure.
I want nothing to do with any organization anymore.
I agree.
They're all a bunch of fucking pussies.
They say, "Well, what about the First Amendment?" And I say, when you said you were beholden to the values of the fraternity, that included making good choices about things like this. There is no such restriction for a private organization.
Yeah. So if they would have done this not in the fraternity house.
Yes.
But in just like a fucking bar or something, and who cares?
Yeah. Can't do much about that.
Right.
But one of the most effective things universities can do is to listen to the students, he said. More importantly, More importantly, what can we do to do a better job? If you ask students, they usually have the answer, and that's what you're seeing in campuses across the country right now. The University of Chicago, Boston College, Ithaca College, and many other institutions of higher education have had student protesters who provided a list of demands on how to make campus life better for students of color. A list of demands. This is my demand.
Yeah, here's my demand. You eat a bag of shit.
Yeah, why don't you just abide by all the rules that everybody else abides by?
Yeah, how about I have no real reason to fucking give you any or worse treatment than anybody else.
Yeah.
Your skin tone doesn't affect how I treat you, so fuck off.
Right. These recommendations often range from including more staff members whose job it is to ensure students of color feel welcome on the campus to visiting real consequences on students and student groups that perpetuate a toxic campus climate for students of color. Mm-hmm. After 3 university executives have stepped down from their posts or announced they will step down in the near future following a lack of attention to these requests, it is possible that more universities will take a more proactive, not reactive role in making students of color feel at home in their own campuses.
That's great.
Well, again, if you're acting out on campus and doing, unsavory or deviant things or whatever, or things that go against the campus rules, I can understand reaching out and,
or even off campus if it's like part of a fraternity that is fucking pledged and what do they call that, chartered?
Yeah, they're chartered.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, if you're chartered, it's kind of like being at the embassy.
An extension of the school.
Yeah, you're like at an embassy in a different country.
Yeah.
You may be in a different part of the world, but you're still part of the country.
Yeah. So if you've agreed to those rules, then that's your problem. I personally don't have a problem with the school trying to make people feel comfortable. That's fine. I'm okay with that, but don't fucking stretch it to outside the scope of what you're really there to. These fucking colleges get so fucking wrapped up in thinking that their job is to do anything more than provide education.
Correct.
That's all their job is. Provide them how to do math, biology, science, and their trade that they're going after. You know, their job is not to set the moral code for these fucking kids, no matter how much they want to pretend that is part of their gig. It's not.
Sure.
You know, I would not want $1 of my kid's tuition to go toward them trying to mold my kid against my own teachings. Fuck you. Well, just fucking teach them math.
Well, I agree. And it's just like, well, you know, like I would never allow anyone to smoke in my house.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So my rules here is you can't smoke in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if my visitor went down the street to the grocery store and I drove down there and they were in the parking lot smoking, I can't get out of my car and say, hey, I told you can't smoke here.
Yeah, you're going to smell like smoke when you come back to my house.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
You, pal. Stay out.
It's just like, this isn't my house.
Yeah, exactly.
You do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is it's a high probability, and I'm not saying there's no chance, but a high probability that if somebody has a certain racial attitude or whatever you want to call it, you're not going to change it by distributing literature.
Right. Well, the thing that I find kind of lost in this whole picture of like this story is that the kids are clearly making fun of a
poor behavior
situation that you would think that they would want to not be.
Yeah.
I think the school doesn't want acceptance of it. The school does not want this. You would think that a school of higher learning that is trying to set a moral code and set these kids on a path to be successful would not be wanting them to, well, you have to fucking have acceptance toward fucking living like a street hood. You would think that they would want them to fucking, you know, shun that lifestyle.
Well, here's the thing, and I always come back to this.
Yeah.
How is it that you identify that particular dress or outfit to be representative of black people?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you're saying that you identify or recognize that as being something
black.
of a stereotype.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So who's the racist here?
Yeah. I'm no disagreement from me.
It's always been my point. Is if you who are so anti-racist or so offended by racism, how come you can identify that look as being mocking black people?
Yeah, you know what? And a real simple solution. Poor ghetto neighborhood. If everybody was wearing a tie, you know, wearing ties and not fucking drinking 40s on the stoop or whatever, and they were living a different lifestyle than that, then it wouldn't be a pretty good goof, would it?
No, it would go away.
It would go away.
It would go away
if it wasn't the reality that is somewhat in that world. So if you don't want to do that, change the culture of who's acting like a fucking shithead.
That's exactly right. Change that behavior.
You know, all this. The funny thing is, this is no different than Halloween, but Halloween's acceptable.
Right.
But this isn't. Same fucking thing.
Yeah. If you say, describe a witch to me,
yeah,
they would say, well, she wears black clothes. She's got a black cape. She's got a pointy hat.
Right.
It's got a long nose with a wart on it.
Got a broom.
Rides a broom.
Right.
So you're describing a witch. Well, not all witches look like that because they look like Samantha from Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just stereotyping, man, because that's not witches look like. They look like, they look like Samantha from Bewitched.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah. So you're pigeonholing me, man.
Hey, what about Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yeah, really.
She was white and cute.
True.
How dare you?
Right.
Your fucking witchism.
Yeah.
You're a witchist.
Exactly. All right. Well, it's been a fun show. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in tonight. It was a lot of good debate here. What was your most fun part of the show, Chris?
This part.
Really?
I don't know. What did we talk about tonight?
Well, I like the
rat.
Well, we talked about the rat.
Yeah.
And I think I enjoyed the Duck Dynasty segment the best because I like to hear you get wound up.
I'm hearing rumors that Mr. Blotzer might be mad.
What?
That's what I hear.
Who's telling you that?
Not going to say.
Can you type it?
Yeah.
Who would know?
Apparently it's.
Well, how was he listening?
I don't know. I'll screenshot what I have.
Okay.
And I'll send it. I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Or text it to you.
Wait, he doesn't want us talking about that?
I don't know. Maybe he's just mad about the whole article. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not real clear what he's mad about necessarily.
Oh, not necessarily directed at us?
I don't know. I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
You should get it in your text right now.
On the Skype?
No, in your
on my phone.
Yeah, on your actual phone.
Oh, okay.
Look at that real quick, and you tell me what that means.
All right.
Did you get it?
Not yet. Oh, there it is. Just popped up.
All right.
Let's see here. What does this say? Let's see here. I'm trying to read this. Talked about.
I'm the green. He's the gray.
Yeah, I see that.
So I don't know if it's about us or about the situation or what.
Yeah, it says, okay.
Yeah, and he didn't answer. That's the last text that he sent me.
Okay.
That's like an hour and a half ago.
I'm going to assume that he's mad about the article.
I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with us. Yeah,
I
don't think it's got anything to do with us.
No, but whatever. I don't want to stir that pot any longer.
Yeah.
Especially since he stopped answering. I don't want to say anything more.
Yeah, whatever. Just leave it be.
Yeah, I'll find out more though.
Sure. All right. Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, this has been. It's interesting.
I always have a good time when we come up with controversial topics.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And I made it through. My voice held.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We'll come back. We'll do it next week.
Sounds good.
And I'll let you pick a song to take us out.
All right. I'm going to go with From Voodoo Highway.
Some Badlands.
Badlands. And I'm going to go out sort of peaceful, sort of not, with their James Taylor cover of Fire and Rain.
All right, we'll do it. All right, well, we appreciate everybody who's tuned in, been part of the show, blah, blah, blah. And we'll be back, and you guys have a safe and enjoyable week and all that fun shit. So this is Neeley along with my very good friend
Shifty C.
We're gone.
Bye, kids.